Hi legends, welcome to another live stream. In today's session, we'll analyze the price of Bitcoin. Is there a higher probability to go and claim the 100K area, or are we still going down for a deeper correction? Is it the last chance? Okay, is it perhaps the last chance if we hit a certain level? I'm definitely going to be scooping up a little bit more of my favorite altcoins, including Bitcoin from a swing trading perspective. Today in this live stream, I will share with you those key levels that I'm still watching, and perhaps we can still find a couple of gems from an altcoin perspective that are still in the right zone to give us those crazy gains to the upside. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm just here for entertainment purposes and sharing with you what I do from a trading and investment perspective. Legends, smash up the like on your way in. Welcome to the live stream. Let's get the party on the road and let's go through some comments. Why not? I mean, now that we've only got 33 people here, a little bit of comments, it's easy to say hi to the community. Jimmy Cock liked, thanks for joining the live stream. Frank, first like, yeah, first year on the live stream. Can you please look at ETH? Yes, we can go and look at ETH in a moment, but I first want to focus here on the technical analysis of Bitcoin, right? Because Bitcoin is the king. If we don't know where Bitcoin's going to go, right? Because a rising tide raises all ships, and that is Bitcoin, and a sinking tide is going to drag everything down with it, right? At the end of the day, Bitcoin is the king of crypto, and the market follows Bitcoin. Right, but I mean, we're still getting some nice little pops here from some of our favorite altcoins. I woke up this morning with some nice green in my portfolio, so it's still all good, right? If you are thinking of buying tokens like XRP, oh, you are trading on thin water. You're trading on thin water. Mr. Not Financial Advice, Hi Legends, like button that needs touched. Make sure to give it much needed attention. Absolutely. Hopefully the like button will also be as bullish as the crypto market here at the moment. Thanks for sharing the love. I see the hearts coming through here. Irina, welcome to the live stream. Gulian, can you please look at ETH? Yes, I will look at ETH in a moment. Marat, hello. Emiliano, hi Devil, can you check Deve? Ooh, it sounds like my name almost. Hello, Mr. Devils. Kawat, welcome to the live stream. Mr. 801, hello, welcome. Hello, Devil, nice to see you. Nice to see you too. Gulian, hey man. George, hello, Devil, I hope you are doing great. Yes, I'm doing fantastic. Spot bags are looking great. Swing trades are up. I have a couple of alts that I'm still keeping an eye on, okay, that I want to add to my positions. This pullback is potentially a great load up zone. Let's see. We will analyze the situation here in a moment. Bata, aloha, welcome. Uma, please. Yes, I do have. Let me not spill the beans. Uma looks great, right? Devil, look at whatever you want, it's all good. Right, we can go and dive through the technical analysis here on Bitcoin, and then we will go and run through as many alts as we possibly can. Okay, I have a big list, and I mean, my list is so big that I can't even search for it here anymore. I can't look for it anymore. I have to search for it nowadays, because as you can see, I just have a very, very long list, color-coded, certain coins in different areas, other coins I'm not interested in, and then obviously there's those little hidden gems that sometimes some of you highlight to me. Val, I see Val is pumped 11% here to the upside today. Did some analysis on that. What are some of the big players? Okay, MKR up 9% today. Jasmine up 22% today. Ooh, there's some CRV. Oh my word, CRV. Mr. CRV, are you waking up? Was the FUD the best buying opportunity? Can you still get in on CRV? Today, I also want to share a little bit of a strategy, okay? If you've missed the pump and you were one of those people that got a little bit too late to the party, right? We already had a couple of drinks, we're enjoying ourselves, we've had a little bit of a dance on the dance floor, and now you come to join this party and you want to know where the bar is, okay? You need some catching up to do. I'm going to share a strategy with you that you could potentially still benefit from the momentum to the upside, even on coins like XRP. believe it or not. Smash up the like. Today, as always, we're going to educate. We're going to go through technical analysis. We're going to dive into some altcoins. Ooh, and what else is here on the list? 27, KDA, absolute monster year to the upside. KDA is just exploding. Giving away a little bit of a secret there at the moment, which I'll dive into in a second. But I see AR finally, one of my biggest spot bags, Mr. AR, looks like it can like to be waking up over here. I have been talking about AR and talking about AR and talking about AR, and I hope that you guys got your bags loaded when we were in the green box, because that is where I've been talking about AR, and you can see where my entry is. This is my entry on AR, okay? 1412. That is my entry. I was lucky enough to catch it over here by playing a breakout. Okay, a breakout strategy on the smaller time frames, right? Can't exactly remember how I got in there, but I got in. Okay, now we are here in an uptrend, you know, consolidating, breaking out, retesting the accumulation box, okay, taking the highs over here, and now AR is starting to change market structure. That is what is important. You have a high, now you have a higher high, right? That is what is important. So even with a pullback, okay, you want to now see a higher low form for continuation to the upside, right? But it looks like it could just pop here to the upside, like we've seen with many of our favorite altcoins, Cardano or ADA, what else? XRP, all right? There's just so many that's absolutely KDA that's rampage to the upside. Nicolette, Dewald, and Andy, Crypto Kings, can you please look at Myro? Yes, I do have a spot bag of Myro, one of the very few meme coins that I do hold in my portfolio. Right, legends, let's just start with a little bit of technical analysis. Okay, right, let's just zoom into this. Ooh, I know it looks like a very, very dirty kitchen, legends. So let me grab my sunlight liquid and my sponge, and I just wipe, and voila, the kitchen is clean, right? The kitchen is absolutely clean. Okay, legends. I mean, let's just take this flip out the way as well. Let's just zoom out like I like to do. Okay, just zoom out, see where we are from an oil painting perspective. Okay, on the higher time frame, where are we? So let's go to the 2-day chart over here. Okay, let's just zoom out and say, okay, well, kind of bullish here to the upside, right? Bull market started here at 30 November. Now we know the bull market started at 30 November. Currently getting a nice little rampage here to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this the final fifth wave? I do see a lot of people, okay, there's a couple of scenarios that we are watching over here. Some people are saying that what if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. And now we're going to start a bear market to the downside, which is still bullish in the long term, okay? Because as long as you form a higher low over here, this could be the formation of a bigger 1, 2, and you all guessed it, that third wave is extremely explosive to the upside. And this is basically the scenario that I have been talking about during many live streams. Let me just find it over here. Okay, right. I mean, not that high. Let's just put the fifth wave over there for now. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves, legends, because we have to be a little bit conservative over here, because I do see that this is a scenario. Mariela, welcome to the live stream. Legends, smash the like for the altcoin live stream. Zina, welcome to the live stream. Crypto Big Brains, always appreciate your support here on the live stream. Thanks, Mods, for joining. Appreciate you all being here. Okay, legends, this is the most conservative Elliott wave count that some people are looking at. I do think that this scenario carries slight low probabilities because of how long the bull cycle still needs to continue. Okay, but basically you're looking at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. right? And the fifth wave can still go a little bit higher to around about $108,000, okay? So that's maybe the maximum target for the structure to play out. And then after you hit this fifth wave here to the upside, done. Bull market is finito, is finished. Okay. Let me know in the comments, do you think that this is the scenario that's going to play out? Do you think this is the scenario that we are going to get one more pumpy here to the upside? Maybe we get one more pump. Maybe we fall down from where we are right now because we are in fifth wave territory. Where price is at the moment is inside fifth wave territory. And I do see a lot of people are calling for a deeper correction to the downside, like what happened before we had the bull cycle during 2021, when we had that black swan event to the downside when COVID hit. Do you guys remember? Luckily, I do have that little dip here on Binance, okay? You guys remember that, right? Massive deep correction, scaring the crap out of everyone with COVID, and then the money printer went brrr, and it said, okay, let's start a bull market here to the upside. Are we going to get that deep flash crash here to the downside? Okay. And I mean, this needs to be a very deep flash crash, because if this is indeed a one and we're going to create a second three-wave structure to the downside, I mean, things can get really, really nasty. Okay. But in the long term, it will still be bullish for Bitcoin, because you can still form a higher low and then get the explosion here to the upside. But from a probability perspective, this scenario does carry slightly lower probability, specifically from a timing perspective. From a timing perspective, it does not make sense to end a fifth wave over here and go into a bear market for 12 months. Okay, it just doesn't make sense from a timing perspective because of what I've shown everyone here. So I'm just putting the puzzle together here for everyone. Okay. And this is just purely driven from data. Go here onto the weekly time frame. Let's just zoom in, okay? And for those of you, you have seen this many times before, right? The bull market, according to previous bull cycle data, still needs to continue up until around about September, October next year, end of bull cycle. All based on previous data, exactly how the previous bull cycles played out. Okay, let me put this on log scale so everyone can see it. Okay, you have a 4-year cycle, okay, and you have the halving in the middle of each bull cycle. You have a 3-year bull cycle, 1-year bear cycle, 3-year bull cycle, 1-year bear cycle, 3-year, 1 year. You get the picture. Why would this time be different from a data perspective? Okay, why, oh why would this time be different? So the reason this scenario carries slight lower probabilities is because from a timing perspective, it doesn't make sense to finish the fifth wave in December, now this month, and then we go back into a bear market. Then this model or this data is completely skewed. Why would this bull cycle be different from all the previous bull cycles that we've had that balance perfectly? It makes you think, okay? It really makes you think. Really thirsty today. Okay, legends, the one thing that I do have kind of more or less certainty on is that I know more or less that the bull market is going to end in this zone. And it's more or less next year, September, October, round about that area, where we will then go into another 12 to 13 month bear market. Okay, which then balances with all the previous bull markets and bear markets that we've been in. The percentages and the gains has been more tremendous during the beginning. No one knows about the token. It launches at a very cheap price. It starts getting adoption, more awareness, right? And then as a market matures, the bull markets from a percentage perspective starts getting smaller, but the cycle duration stays the same, more or less. It's never perfect to the day, to the minute, and to the second, but more or less in the 4-year cycle, it stays the same. And you can go and backtest this on gold, platinum, NASDAQ, S&P 500. They all have similar cycles. Okay, right. So from a timing perspective, this scenario does not really carry high probability. It makes more sense, okay, for this scenario. No. That scenario I'll get to in a moment, right? It makes a little bit more sense for this scenario over here. And for this scenario, I have to use the logarithmic scale, okay? Because this logarithmic scale balances with when potentially the bull market can end, okay, from a timing perspective. And yes, I do have my waves a little bit stretched out over here, but we know how aggressive it can get. It can literally, the third wave can end there, the fourth wave can end over there. We can drag everything a little bit to the left, right, where you have your major 3, you have your 4, and then you have your 5, and it completes here around about next year, October, September. Okay, let's just do that. Right. So the scenario from a timing perspective that carries the higher probability is a 1-1-2 combo. Okay. From a bullish perspective in Elliott wave theory, you get a normal impulse, and this is the impulse that everyone knows about when they start learning Elliott wave theory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Done. Okay. That's the structure that I've just shown you. Then you get a leading diagonal where you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, and you continue to the upside. A, B, C, you continue to the upside. Then the last structure is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, let me just drag that down. So the more 1-2s it has during the beginning of the structure, the more bullish the third wave structure. And then it has to end the way that it starts. And this is now the scenario, okay, that from a timing perspective carries the highest probability. Unless, okay, unless we have a, let me take the scribble here out the way. Let me clean up the whiteboard over here, or the blackboard over here. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's not a common structure, but it is a valid structure, and usually you have an extended fifth wave if your third wave is short. Okay, the third wave in Elliott wave theory is not allowed to be the shortest wave, but if it's relatively short compared to your wave 1, maybe it's like 110% to 120% longer than your wave 1, not the ideal 168%, the 1.618 where the third wave is supposed to end. So if you have a short third wave, then only do you increase the probabilities for an extended fifth wave to the upside. But it's still a very rare structure considered in Elliott wave theory. So I do see that some people are saying, well, Dewald, what if this is, okay, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an extended fifth wave to the upside? To me, it doesn't really matter because the target is exactly the same, okay? If we're going to have an extended fifth wave here to the upside, it means that the bull market could potentially still continue until next year, that I have from a timing perspective. Okay, and it does, this scenario 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an extended fifth wave does carry slight lower probabilities because we've already had an extended third wave. Let me do this. Let me do this. Right? Okay. So this is what some people are saying is, well, Dewald, what if this happens? Okay, we have a massive extended third wave. The problem is the third wave. This is already a very rare structure. And when you take a trend-based FIB extension from the low of 1 to the high of 1 to the low of 2, you can see that we even hit, okay, the 3 FIB extension over here, the 3, never mind the 1.618, which is already an extended third wave target. If the third wave was here, I would have said it has a chance for an extended fifth wave. But because the third wave is already extended past the 2.618, it reduces the probability for a blow off top fifth wave here to the upside. So what makes more sense and carries slight higher probability. Remember, trading is just a game of probabilities at the end of the day, and based on time, based on previous data, we derive a probability that carries the more likelihood of playing out. Okay, so it is for me at the moment the 1-1-2 combo. Right, so let's go back here onto the log scale. And how you would like to see this play out is basically, okay, you have, in very simple terms, you have a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Done. Okay, that's basically what you want to see. Which means that we can still end the boom. So you're still going to see those corrections. You're still going to see the corrections, maybe sharp, shallow corrections. You're going to see the pump. You're going to see another correction. You're going to see a pump, and then we are done. Right, because you started with a 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, after the third wave, you want to finish on a 4, 5, 4, 5. It has to end the way that it started. Okay, this little third wave over here can still extend to the upside before it's completed. It's not to say that this little third wave here is done just as yet. Okay, because of this structure that I'll zoom into in a moment. So, legends, let me know in the comments, which scenario do you think is going to play out based on your technical analysis and maybe some of the macro people that you're watching on X? Which scenario do you think is going to play out? Because I can tell you guys now, it's going to be a pretty boring, very surprising bull market, okay, if this is the end and we're going to start going down. It just, from a data perspective, it breaks all the rules. It throws everything that we know about the market, crumbles it up, and it puts it into the dustbin. Okay, but I mean, the market is here to surprise us, so there's always that probability that it could play out, but purely based on data, it carries the lowest probability. Thou shalt not pass the 1.618. Yes, Mr. Crypto Big Brains, you know how powerful that level is. Okay, you know how powerful that level is. Right, okay. 99K and flash crash to 70K. Right, very interesting perspective over there, Mr. 1.618. Yes, okay, so now the problem, you know what I see with this scenario, 99K and flash crash to 70K. Okay, 70K over here. The problem that I see with this scenario, okay, to have a dump this deep, the problem that I see with this scenario is this structure. Big problemo, okay, which, I mean, I'm not saying this can't happen, but I'm saying this scenario to come down to $70,000 carries lower probability because of this structure. You need to look at the structures to see what the future waves can provide. Okay, so now let's go into the 4-hour time frame. And I will show you why is this structure a little bit of a concern, okay? Because I can clearly count a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, highest amount of volume you want to see in the third wave over here. Okay, on the daily time frame, you can see the highest amount of volume is here in the recent move up where the green volume has kicked in. If I go back here onto the 4-hour time frame, okay, so in Elliott wave theory, it says if you're starting with multiple 1-2s, okay, that third explosive wave, guess what, has to end the way that it started, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. So that is the problem that I see with just having a dump here to the downside to 70K. It doesn't make sense from a structural perspective. And if it does dump to 70K, I'm going to say, okay, my technical analysis was wrong. Everything I know about Elliott wave theory has now been thrown into the drain for this scenario over here. Let's reassess the probabilities. Okay, I have to use the data that I have in front of me. And the data, I mean candles. I use the candles as data points. And even if I ignore this structure over here and I only count the bull market or this impulse from this pivot, I can still count 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. And now we've had potentially a 3 here to the upside. And this is maybe now the 4. Let's say that is the end of 4, which is very shallow compared to this 2 over here or this 2 over here. Okay, it's very shallow. It looks like it still needs to continue a little bit longer. It doesn't have to take the low. The correction just needs to continue a little bit longer to balance with this correction over here. But in essence, you still expect a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 based on this structure. Okay, so the probabilities is a little bit higher, okay, that we are still going to claim the all-time high plus 100K before we potentially have a deeper correction to the downside. Okay, and this is purely based on the data that I see here in front of me. Right, legends. Okay, so there's another little bit of evidence. When you see a structure like this on the 4-hour time frame, what I like to do is when I can count a 1 2 1 2 1 2, this is now maybe 3 4 5 4 5. Now locally I want to see, does the local structure here support continuation to the upside, or is it building impulses back to the downside? Okay, so if you believe, okay, the high is in and we're going down to 70K from here, if you believe the high is in, you now need to count an impulse here to the downside, the start of an impulse to the downside. So could this be a 1 2 and we are now building a third wave here to the downside? Right, that's what you want to see. You now want to see impulses to the downside because you want 70K to be claimed right down here. And this structure can like to not be looking like an impulse here to the downside. Okay, sorry for my broken English. I'm just joking around over here. Current wave 5 can extend to 130K. Then we will see another 4-5, and that's going to be the top. Right? Yes, I think that's a higher probable scenario than just falling down here from where we are right now. Not impossible. Please, legends, don't say Dewald said we're not going down. I'm just saying it carries a lower probability, and sometimes the lower probable scenarios do play out. Okay, because this could be the end of the impulse. What if this is, okay? And I do see that some people counted the structure something similar to this. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 extended fifth wave to the upside because of how shallow the third wave is. It's a very rare structure, and in Elliott wave theory, it is stated that it is a structure that you only look at once all other scenarios have failed, and all other scenarios have not failed yet. So can this be a 1 2 3 4 5? Doesn't make any sense. The most amount of volume is usually in your third wave. It's a very short third wave, okay, with an extended fifth wave here to the upside that has more volume than the third wave. So it breaks a couple of Elliott wave rules, not hardcore rules. It doesn't invalidate it. The puzzle pieces just doesn't gel nicely together. Right. But if this is a 1 2 3 4 5, this could be the end of the impulse. Then you're going to see a larger ABC to the downside that could definitely even take you lower than $70,000, right? So it's not a scenario that cannot play out. It's just a scenario that carries lower probability. So legends, let's zoom into the local structure, okay? And I have tackled this before, but I know there's a lot of new people here in the park. So let's just go through the scenario. So the highest probable scenario that I am still looking at on the price of Bitcoin, I just want to see where I put this wave. Let me just make everything a little bit more crisp over here. You're going to complete the 3. It's actually over there. Just want to make sure 3 4 5 3 4 5. Okay, and this is a little bit conservative. We can definitely go higher. Okay, if you count the triple 1 2 combo over here, you take all the double 1 2s into account. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Okay, and that is a conservative target, right? Because we all know, like what happened to XRP, third waves, boy oh boy, they can get very explosive. This is a very conservative third wave target that I have over here, because this third wave, once you are in a fifth wave of a third wave, this can go up, and the higher this go, I will simply just drag this FIP here to the upside. But once that third wave is completed, all I will do is I will just move my 4 there, and I will move my 5 there, and I'll say, okay, I think we need one more 4 5, and then bull market is done. Right, I just don't know where this is going to end. So for now, I have it here on a conservative line, okay, just to make the structure makes sense to everyone. Okay, so we could potentially still, even if I ignore this one over here and I just count the structure from here to be a little bit even more conservative, if you can count a 1 2 1 2, and remember, in every one there's 5 waves: 1 2 3 4 5 A B C, 1 2 3 4 5 A B C. Okay, 5 waves, 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Sorry, 3 4 5 4 5. Done. Right, then we're going to finish there by the third wave. So based on the probabilities, I still think, okay, from a technical perspective, from an Elliott wave perspective, that we can still expect a little bit more momentum here to the upside. The question now is the red structure finished? Have we finished the red structure, the first initial impulse, 1 2 3 4 5, to complete the third wave in the orange structure? Okay, this is now potentially a larger fourth wave that we're forming over here, a four corrective structure that we're forming over here, and some people are saying it's done. The low is in. Okay, remember, if I'm saying that the fourth wave corrective structure still needs to continue because it's too short in time, what I mean is it doesn't necessarily have to take the low again. The correction can still continue sideways and then pop out. It doesn't necessarily have to take the low. Okay, it's the duration of the correction that is more important, not how deep it goes. Okay. Right, and that is also characteristic of a double or triple 1 2 combo to the upside. You think you're going to get lower and you don't get lower, right? But let's now zoom into this structure and go and analyze, well, can we still see a higher chance in coming to claim 100K, or are we first going to go down, right, and maybe sweep up these lows over here? So let me switch off the scenario. Smash up the like for the education over here. I hope you guys are enjoying the technical analysis, right? It's all a game of probabilities. And what is interesting about the local structure over here is, based on what I'm seeing over here, we have slightly, maybe even more than slightly, increased the probabilities of, regardless of what happens over here, we're still going to claim 100K first, before we potentially have a deeper correction. CVD is pretty coolio on the CVD, right? I will go and have a look at CVD in a moment. Hi, Dewald, can you look at Leia? Yes, I definitely going to look at Leia, or Lei. I don't know how you pronounce that. Leia AI. Please do analysis on Solana, right? I just want to finish the technical analysis here on Bitcoin, because it's the king, it's the daddy. That's the reason I started the Bitcoin, the channel over here, right? We predominantly trade Bitcoin, and we are having some nice fun with the altcoins. I'm not going to lie, my spot blacks looks great. Green momentum to the upside. It's nice to wake up in the morning and you see those 50%, 100% pumps to the upside. Okay, it is really, really nice. But I'm here to also educate, right? I'm here to educate and also teach you technical analysis and show you, well, potentially by knowing where Bitcoin's going to go, it also gives you an idea of what the altcoins can do, okay? As long as Bitcoin is consolidating sideways and grinding to the upside, we could still see fireworks from our favorite altcoins. But if you are in the camp of believing wholeheartedly that the high is in and we're going down, you're going to be too scared to buy altcoins, because you're going to think whatever went up now is just going to come crashing down, right? But if you do proper technical analysis and you base it on theory like Elliott wave theory, and you look at the probabilities, you might be looking at some of your altcoins and say, maybe, just maybe, I need to hold on. Maybe I shouldn't take profits yet. I don't think it's time. Okay. Elliott wave theory does give us some directional bias. Okay, so legends, the first thing I noticed over here is when I take a FIP, I think from the high to the low, we tap the 0.88. This is problem number one. Okay, so if you want to build a 1 2, and you now want to create an impulse to the downside in a third wave, then a fourth wave, then a fifth wave, then an ABC correction, lower high, and continue the momentum to the downside. If you believe we're going much down much lower, there's your first problem. From a probability perspective, okay, when you have an impulse to the upside, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your second wave, okay, should ideally not tap the 0.88, which it did. It does lower the probabilities significantly that if the second wave taps the 0.88, okay, it's most likely going to be an ABC. Okay, it's going to be a 3-wave structure and not a 5-wave structure. Because the 0.88 is also a very common B-wave target. It's a corrective structure target, which could mean, okay, because we've tapped the 0.88, the probabilities are higher that any move away from the 0.88 is corrective and not impulsive. So it's perfectly fine to have an A, B, C. Claim the liquidity below all the lows, 3-wave structure, not a 5-wave structure. Okay, A, B, C, and you continue the impulse back to the upside. So this is the most, based on the probabilities over here, this is the most bearish case scenario that I see at the moment. Okay, so I hope now you guys see how the picture comes together. I've started off the daily, I showed you the 5-wave structure, the double 1-2 combo, the 4-wave structure, and now it all boils down to more locally. If you believe we're going down and the bull market is finito, right, this is a little bit of a problem over here, okay, and it's all just a game of probabilities. We tapped the 0.88. If we tapped the 786, I would have said, oh shit, I would have said, okay, Houston, we have a problem, right? We could potentially be going down for a much deeper correction. If we stopped at the 786, which is usually considered a maximum target for a second wave, 1, 2, okay, and if we started moving down here, I would have said, ooh, boys, let's cash out for now and see what happens to the downside. Okay. I will go through some more comments in a moment, legends. Mr. Sin Games, welcome to the live stream. Okay, I just see the last bull run has the same hallmarks as this time. Last bull run, we went to 64K, then dropped to 28, more than 50% drop before we went up and took the highs. Yeah, I mean, that was absolutely insane, right? But I mean, I don't think what people don't realize, okay, people look at this little pump here to the upside, and when I go and compare it to the previous bull cycle, let's go and compare it, right? I mean, this was an absolute rampage here to the upside, right? From the COVID low over here, yes, and this was a little bit of an anomaly because of the Black Swan event, COVID, something happening all over the world. But look at the massive, I can imagine when we pumped up here, no one believed the pump yet. Okay, beautiful breakout. No one believed it yet, most probably disbelief at this stage. And then, okay, look at what happened, right? We just continued and chopped. We corrected even to the upside, slight little flash crash, okay, but you still continued momentum to the upside. It almost looks like a straight line to the upside. And yes, there was corrections along the way, okay, but where we are right now doesn't look like this at all, right? This looks way more impulsive. I don't think we've hit this top from where we are right now. I think we're somewhere here. Okay, I think maybe this is the correction that's creating the fear at the moment. We most probably still going to make that 45454, and then we're going to maybe have a deeper correction to the downside. I personally think we might be over here. We still have all of this to come. Okay, and people are getting fearful with this little correction that we find ourselves in. Right. Anyways, let's get back here into the price action and let's just finish the probabilities over here. Let's go into the 1 hour time frame. Right, legends. And it's not about who's right or who's wrong and I told you so, whatever the case might be. All I'm sharing with you is technical analysis. I'm not sharing with you my opinion because I feel like it and I'm sticking to my guns and I want to prove anyone wrong or right. No, my analysis is purely based on theory, on technical analysis, reading the charts and applying Elliott wave theory to it, volume, looking at the structures, looking at the probabilities. And if I see probabilities like this from a technical perspective, where I've learned that when you tap the 0.88, there's a higher chance that any movement to the downside is corrective and not impulsive, because you now want to look for an impulse to the downside, and there's a problemo over there. It's a little bit of a problemo. Okay. Believe, bro. Right. But it's not, unfortunately, it's not an invalidation. It is just a little bit of a problemo. Okay. Do you guys remember? Do you remember? Right, every time I say do remember, then that song pops into my head. When we were inside of this boring consolidation since March, okay, I also during many live streams said, legends, oh, we tapped the 0.88. Okay, when you take a fib from this high to the, we tapped the 0.88. We tapped the 0.88. And because of all the 0.88 taps over here, this is a corrective structure, and I'm still expecting the high to be claimed. Okay, and it played out. We had many 0.88 taps during this entire consolidation, and look at where we are right now. It's all a game of probabilities. Okay, and I also see the 0.88 on ETH at the moment. I do think that even ETH, okay, so just quickly jump. I know I'm jumping around here a little bit, but I just want to show you guys, okay? I want to drive the point across. If I take the daily levels, the weekly levels, let's just clean up the chart over here, okay? When I look at a fib retracement from the high to the low, we tapped the 0.88. Do I see? We tapped the 0.88. Problemo. Okay, well, good news. It's not really a problem. It's actually good news, okay? Also, when I look at the previous bull cycle and I take a fib from the high to the low, and I think it was on the log scale if I'm not mistaken, okay, there's problemo number 2. We tapped the 0.88, and because you tap the 0.88 with that pivot, you tap the 0.88 with this pivot, you increase the probabilities of going to claim the high. Right, so if Bitcoin is going to fall here to the downside, there's a lot of other probabilities on even some of the altcoins, on ETH, for example, that's also going to fail. So ETH has a high probability of claiming the high. And so does Bitcoin, okay, in this local structure over here because of the 0.88 tap. Right, and I know I'm harping on this point. I'm just sharing with you guys the probabilities over here. Okay, right. Also, when you take a fib from this high to the low, we almost tapped the 0.88. But I think somewhere in the structure, there was another 0.88 tap. Okay, it was between that pivot. Okay, but it doesn't really matter. The highest pivot, the lower point, we get the point, right? So legends, this brings me to the conclusion over here. Okay, from a corrective perspective, is that when you take a fib from the high to the low, to the highest point that we've made over here, we could simply be forming a very simple A, B, and we are now busy with a C wave to the downside. C wave targets, or corrective 3-wave structure targets, has very common corrective targets of the 1-to-1, the 1.236, and an extended corrective target at the 1.618. So and this is why I'm saying this is the deepest correction that I potentially see here to the downside, claiming the liquidity below all of these lows at the 1.618. And as someone has pointed out over here, Mr. Dewald, 1.618, that is the magic number, right? That is the magic number. What if we form an A, B, C to the downside? I will be very, very bullish, very, very bullish, and I will be aggressively buying over here. Okay, but now the problemo is corrective structures are very complex in Elliott wave theory. Okay, it can be a simple ABC. It could also be a simple A, B, C. Maybe we're still going to go and reject in that box, because also when I look at the structure, okay, go on to the 1 hour time frame. I think this is a structure that not many people are talking about, because everyone is, from an Elliott wave perspective, I have seen is talking about the simple ABC that I've just shown everyone, but there's not a lot of people still talking about what if this structure is still a B wave? What if this is a zigzag, another zigzag? So it's basically a W, X, Y, okay? ABC, ABC, AB, ABC, right? You have three ABCs and a W, X, Y, and an ABC, three-wave structure here in Y, where then only you complete the B wave, then you come and smack back down, right? So this box is definitely still an area for potential rejection that I will be watching. But regardless, okay, whether you count this as a 1, 2, 3, or an A, B, C, or a W, X, Y, the directional bias is to the upside. Okay, that's the point. Directional bias is to the upside. And by directional bias to the upside, what I mean is regardless of what happens over here, whether we still chop sideways, whether we go down, claim the lows, whether we just move up from here, regardless of what happens over here, the point that I'm trying to make that concludes everything that I've just shared over here is the probabilities, whether we're going up correctively, whether we're going up impulsively, whatever happens over here, the probabilities are still higher to claim $100,000. Maybe this zone, maybe a little bit higher where I have the 0.618 at $108,000. Starhood, I will dive into Ethereum in a moment. Right, I just wanted to finish the technical analysis here on the price of Bitcoin. Okay, legends, and remember, you can trade Bitcoin on my favorite exchanges that I'm using here down in the description by selecting more, and you will see I've actually removed some links from the description to make it clearer and crisper here for everyone. Okay, Bluffin and Weeks are two of my favorite exchanges that I use to do my trading. Okay, Bluffin still has that unbelievable cash back, 10% cash back, up to $2,000, depending on how much money you deposit in your features account, you will get 10% cash back. Okay, it's the Black Friday special that they've extended until the end of this week. So please go and take advantage of it. I really love trading on Bluffin at the moment. And I think I have like 5x my portfolio on Bluffin. Then I have some swing trades open on Weeks. Okay, I need to tell you something about Weeks. We have spoken to the CEO. We have met the team. They have proof of reserves. They have a user protection fund. This really is a trusted exchange that I'm using with a lot more aggression. Okay, I've put some more money in there. I've got some swing trades open there. Really an awesome exchange that I'm using at the moment. Weeks up to a 20K sign-up bonus by completing a couple of simple tasks, and a great alternative to 𝗞𝗍cie, and they are also funded and sponsored with investors from 𝗞𝗍cie. Okay, it's really a great exchange. Okay, they've got, I don't know if they have partnerships with 𝗞𝗍cie. I'm not sure what the relationship is, but the same people that's built and invested in 𝗞𝗍cie has started Weeks over here. So really a great exchange to take advantage of low fees. And if you are in a restricted country where you're struggling, with certain documentation, this is potentially the exchange for you, right? This is the exchange for you. So go down in the description, sign up to potentially, use an exchange where you can trade with a little bit more freedom. Okay, I'm just politely putting it out there. Okay, with some of the lowest fees, and you only qualify for the lowest fees by using the link down in the description. Right, legends. Now, okay, from a simple technical analysis perspective, I am tracking the trend. Okay, I have a simple trend over here. I've got my alarm set. Let's see what happens if we successfully break out from here. We have made a higher low. When I look at the structure here on the 15-minute time frame, we've had quite a bullish bounce on the 0.618. When I take a fib here from the low to the high, we have made a nice little bullish bounce at exactly the 0.618. Okay, now we're getting upwards momentum and we're nibbling here at this trend. And if we successfully break out of this trend and we claim this high and we claim this high, we do increase the probabilities that we're going to find higher upwards momentum. Okay, because that then invalidates. You want to see a 1, 2, 3. And if this is not the 1, 2, 3, then you want to see a 1, 2, 3. And it's just not moving down. That's the problem. So every time it looks like it's forming an impulse to the downside, it fails. Then this looks like the impulse and it fails. Okay, so if you're going to start claiming these pivot, especially this pivot at $98,000, you invalidate any structure that can give you an impulse to the downside, and you're most likely going to continue to the upside. Right, legends. So that's basically the technical analysis. If I switch on some weekly levels, let's switch on some daily levels, point of controls, and then, okay, this is what we do from a technical perspective. We trade the levels. We observe the price reaction as we hit each level. Okay, we have a daily level at this pivot. So I will be watching the price reaction when we hit this daily level. It's either going to tell me that momentum's continuing to the upside or we're potentially rejecting to the downside. Okay, very important level for me to observe over here. I just want to see if we do have some fib alignments, also in perfect alignment with the 786. Perfecto. Oh, that was not supposed to be there, right? You have the 786, you have a daily level, you have a beautiful pivot. Maybe we break out here successfully. Okay, it gets acceptance back below and we go down back to the downside, right? But I see there's some massive bullish CVD building up. Okay, the market makers are just absorbing any dip here to the upside, which tells me that, well, what if it's going to maybe form that I don't really see this impulsive from a 5-wave structure perspective. It's a very dirty, ugly, impulsive structure. It does count better as a zigzag, ABC, ABC, maybe ABC, or a larger ABC to the upside. You can go and tap this red box. But right, that is the level that I'm watching, legends, is we have a daily level at that pivot, also in alignment with the 786. Okay, to the downside, I've already highlighted some of the key areas that I'm watching to the downside is the 786 that has a daily level in confluence. Because, okay, if this is potentially an A, B, C, because the B wave did not take the high, you could also have a C wave that does not take the low, and you just keep on ranging and then you break out. Okay, so still keeping an eye together with the 786 and the daily level for potential long, depending on the price reaction that I see here. A little bit further down, true as Bob, right? You have a daily level in confluence with a 1-to-1 extension. So you can just see how beautifully this extension lines up with other areas of confluence that we do see to the downside as well. The most juicy level that I see, okay, because I know how powerful a weekly point of control can like to be, okay, is the 1.236, which is the 1-to-1 extension and the 1.236 are very, very, very common corrective structure targets, and it has confluence with a weekly point of control at the 1.236. Okay, I'm not sure whether we're going to come down to the 1.618, but it is a target nonetheless. But it does look like this is a strong nut to crack to the downside, where this entire consolidation area is providing support. This is where the most amount of volume was traded inside of a week, which is the weekly point of control. Okay, 1.236. You claim the liquidity below these lows. The consolidation provides support. So this is a strong level where you could see ABC and we start continuing impulses back to the upside. Okay, right. Legends, let me go through some comments. Ooh. Take another sip of water. I'm extremely thirsty today. Hey ho, Dewald. Catched you live. Elizabeth, welcome to the live stream. Smash the like, folks. Yes. Smash the likes for the education and the alpha over here. Right. TA of say and dot for long. Uniswap. 264 watching. Smash up the like button. Thanks, Mr. Sin Games. Yes. How is weeks during volatility? 𝗞𝗍 is awful and unusable during volatility. Is weeks the same? It puts me off joining them. 𝗞𝗍 involved. Right? I don't understand all the technical details, but I will be sharing more details because the team is putting together a little piece of information that I requested. Okay. Weeks is potentially going to be the cream of the crop of 𝗞𝗍, where 𝗞𝗍 is more aimed at retail, and weeks will be aimed more at, the likes of Binance and Bybit, right? It's going to compete at that level. Let me just put it that way, right? So, I mean, every exchange, every technology has to start somewhere. And usually when someone launches a new technology, there's bugs and there's issues that you need to sort out. I still remember when Bybit came out, I used to trade on Bybit. My stop losses sometimes didn't kick in. There was bugs. Sometimes there was glitches. You use the app, it freezes. You stress, did my position cash out, not cash out? I remember going through those growing pains, even with some of the biggest exchanges that's more mature today, right? And I've tested out weeks way back already, and I didn't tell anyone about it yet because I didn't want to expose the community to something that's potentially going to cost you money. But now weeks has reached a maturity where I'm very confident in telling people, go sign up and trade with it. Okay, I haven't had slippage yet. Liquidity is amazing. My stop losses kick in, my TPs kick in. They have a user protection fund. So if, for example, you did have a stop loss in place and your stop loss doesn't kick in because of a system error, they will refund you the money. That's why they have a user protection fund. Okay, so I think weeks is going to be bigger than 𝗞𝗍, right? And it's a great alternative because you don't have to, you only need an email and a password to sign up. So I'm taking advantage of weeks here at the moment. Thanks for the question. Avo, yes. Hello, Dewald. Could you please take a look at Atom? Everyone wants their favorite altcoin. I just signed up with weeks. Thanks, Mr. Crypto Big Brains. It's also your way to support the channel. And I'm also, I want to provide you guys with an exchange that I personally use and trust. If you have any issues with the exchange, you can go and join our free Discord community. First link down in the description, where we have a week's support team, where you have direct access to the week support team. So if you have any issues on weeks, you can go there in the Discord and you can say, hey team, I have this issue, can you help me out? And someone will get back to you. Okay, that's how seriously I take it. When an exchange approaches me to say that, hey, Dewald, give us a try, I really test them out and I want them to support my community. I don't want an FTX scandal here on our hands. Okay, right. Because I lost money with FTX. I'm not sure about you guys. So I'm very picky about the exchange that I use. Right, legends. I think, what do you say? Is this enough Bitcoin analysis? Should we go and look at some alts? Right, let's go and look at Ethereum for the legends. From a higher time frame perspective, and I mean I've already tackled this in a moment already, okay, because we have tapped the 0.8, okay, taking a flip from the all-time high to the low, you increase the probabilities that you are still, from a macro perspective, going to claim the high, even with a pullback. Okay, the momentum is still up. The trend is your friend until the very end. So from a macro perspective, I still expect the high to be claimed. It's as simple as that. Then you can get a little bit creative. Okay, we also have a flip from this high to this low that's also tapped the 0.88, and I would say, regardless of what happens over here, the probabilities are still high to go and claim the high and potentially even go higher, right? So from a simple technical perspective, and let me go back here onto the regular scale, okay, you all know, okay, I'm not sure if you have been taught this in technical analysis. When you take a flip from the high to the low, the 1.618 is usually a great FIP expansion target. Okay, so if things get really bullish here to the upside, I'm expecting a $7,000 346 ETH. I almost said link. Okay. I believe from a technical perspective, based on the probabilities that I see here at the moment, that ETH has the potential to hit $7,000. And that is a conservative target. And this is based on simple technical analysis. When you go and compare previous bull cycles, even when you apply this theory on Bitcoin, when you take a FIB from the all-time high to the bear market low, you will see that almost every single time Bitcoin has hit the 1.618, even the 2.618 and the 3.618 during certain bull structures. And ETH has actually surpassed this level every single time. So, you know, when you look at this structure and you pretend that it's the 1 hour time frame, regardless of what happens over here, I still expect during this cycle, between now and next year, September, I think there's a high chance that we could hit $7,000 on ETH. And I must say that that's a conservative target, because I do have a more bullish target, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. Once we hit this target and we still go up, I will go and share with you the other target. I did share that target with our Legends Pro community, I think this morning. And it was an insane target. Okay. Right. But for now, let's just stick to $7,000. Okay. Let's just keep it simple. Right, so that is basically what I see on the larger time frames. Let's go on to the 4 hour time frame over here and just look at the structure. I mean, one could say, yes, we have now rejected. We have again rejected here by the trend. Okay, this is where the trend started. It tapped it again, and this is now where we're finding the consolidation. Okay, we have broken this trend here to the upside. And we've had many breakouts here to the upside if you zoom into the smaller time frames. Okay, so if we are speculating, let's stick here on the 4 hour time frame. If you are speculating that we are coming down lower and we are correcting this structure over here, okay, this impulse that we had to the upside, this is the top. And where could you potentially scoop up a little bit more ETH if we do make a deeper correction to the downside? I would say the best buying area is always when you take a FIB from the low to the high. Okay, when you tap a major FIB level for the first time, okay, the 0.382, this is what I refer to as a major FIB level, the first major FIB level, not this one. That's very shallow. Okay, if you come down here, you find support inside of the consolidation area over here, you SFP from the lows, I would say you also find support above the highs over here. I'm going to say if you dip below, you get acceptance back above. That could be a great load up zone, potentially ABC correction here to the downside, and it starts building, you know, it has another attempt to break the trend to the upside. A little bit deeper down is the 50% FIB level. Beautiful consolidation area that can provide support. So I would say if we do get to $3,000 on ETH, that could potentially be a great scoop up zone. The conundrum that we find ourselves in, okay, is what if it just continues to the upside and it doesn't even hit these FIB levels? It simply means that the impulse is not finished. Okay, then what you do is you drag your FIB up. You just keep on dragging your FIB up, okay? Because now we're taking this pivot because it's the only pivot we have, right? I can only analyze the data that I have in front of me. Right, cool, legends. So from a simplicity perspective, you can go onto the 1 hour time frame, okay? And you can just see how many breakouts. Guess what? You missed the breakout on ETH. Never fear. There's always another trade around the corner. Always another trade around the corner. You just have to be a little bit patient. Crap, I missed the breakout. Now what I do, you sit on your hands and you wait for consolidation area. And when it starts consolidating, guess what? It gives you a beautiful trend. And you could have played this breakout with great risk management, and look at where the price is now. This would have been an insane trade here to the upside of 20% with a little bit of leverage. You could have even doubled your portfolio. I'm not sure how degen you guys are, okay? I don't go that aggressive with a given trade, right? And then even if you missed this breakout, you could have played that breakout. If you missed this breakout, there's another breakout, and each breakout claimed the highs. So even if you are a conservative trader, you play the breakout and you take profits by the highs every single time because that's your trading strategy. Great risk management. You know where to take profits, you know why you are entering, and you know where to place your stop loss. You could have had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades now on Ethereum, and there's potentially now another trend forming. Okay, so and this is part of the secret that I wanted to share with you guys over here, is that if you feel that you've missed the pump, fear not, there's potentially another trade around the corner. Okay, if you still want to get into Ethereum with great risk management, believing that we maybe not going to come and claim the 382, you wait for the break of the trend. And guess what happened over here? What happened over here? What happened over here? Right? Maybe it's just going to pop out and claim the highs once again. You know where to put your stop loss, you know where to enter, and you know where to take profits. You apply your trading strategy. Okay, so for those of you asking, for example, and I do see, you know, retail is starting to come back. I do sometimes get some stupid personal email questions, not from the people here on the live stream, because I know most of you have been here for a while. During the bear market, during the previous bull market, you've been through it, you've been through the pain, okay? When people start asking me and they phone me and they tell me, Dewald, should I buy XRP now? Oh, fuck's sakes. Okay, the stupid questions are starting. Okay, the stupid questions are starting. So for you on the live stream, I want to tell you, okay, let's go look at XRP. Right. Who on earth is going to buy? From an experienced trading perspective, okay, if you are experienced in the game and you've been here for at least 2 years, there's no ways on earth I buy that. Never, ever. I will not buy a green dildo to the upside, because you're exposing yourself to so much risk, especially if you're just FOMOing in from a spot perspective and you don't even place a stop loss. Okay? But when you're a little bit experienced and you've been around the block, you know that you can take advantage of this move to the upside. And you go onto the smaller time frames and you say, okay, I missed the spot bag. I did not buy XRP, but I'm going to trade the crap out of it. Okay? Guess what? You missed the breakout. You sit on your hands. Look at this beautiful consolidation. I did actually highlight this inside of our Legends Pro community. Okay? And I did see that there were some people that just said, not interested in XRP. Don't care about XRP. Everyone wanted to play anything else but XRP. I actually played this trade and I took profits by the highs. Tight stop loss, took profits by the highs. It was just a day trade for me. Okay, I do have a spot bag of XRP, so I don't mind if it runs to the upside, because then I benefit from a spot perspective. But this was a day trade for me. And guess what? Oh crap, it's still rampaging here to the upside. Wow, another beautiful consolidation, beautiful trend, beautiful breakout, and continuation to the upside that claimed the high again. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, legends, the question you should not be asking, should I be buying XRP from a long-term perspective where it is at the moment, okay? You're exposing yourself to a lot of risk, especially if you cannot answer the 3 Ws. If you cannot answer, okay, and I always go, you know, the mod here in the live stream, they know, okay, yeah, Dewald goes again, okay? If you do not know why you are entering the 3 Ws, where is my risk management and where do I plan to take profits, you should not enter the trade. If you can tick all 3, game on. Game on. And this is the beauty that I like about the impulsiveness that I see from some of our favorite altcoins, is that if you forgot to add it to your spot bags, you were too fearful, you weren't here, you were on holiday, whatever your reason is, you can still make insane gains by trading the momentum to the upside using the smaller time frames. Okay? Where XRP is now, this little choppiness, I stay away. Look at this choppiness. Like it's most probably just going to chop, 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 chop. I stay away. If it does not give me a beautiful consolidation area that I can apply a trading strategy to, I stay away and I look for another coin that is showing me this. Okay. Right, legends. And that is the secret that I wanted to share with you, is that if something has aggressively pumped to the upside, you can still take advantage of the momentum with great risk management and still make insane gains to the upside. I want to look at, I think there was another example I used this morning with the Legend Pro community. Was it KDA? Just want to look at KDA. I mean, yes, this wasn't, you can still see my scribble from this morning. Right, legends, for the mods in here and for the pro community that's watching the live stream, you know exactly, we spoke about it this morning. Okay, there was Andy spoke about KDA for so long. Okay, I spoke about KDA when it was still inside of this accumulation zone. Okay, KDA was here. Andy started speaking about it. Can't remember. We started speaking about it in this zone. I spoke about it. Andy spoke about it. And then we said, buy, 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 buy. Well, I will buy. No financial advice, but this is what I will do. I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy, I'm going to buy. And then, here to the upside. And then a lot of people are like, crap, I missed it. I missed the pump. Remember, guys, you can still take advantage. When we had the first initial breakout, okay, here was the first initial breakout. Look how slow the breakout took place. We broke out and then we consolidated sideways. Guess what? Beautiful trend. You play the breakout. Still consolidated sideways, another trend. You play the breakout. So can you see how you can take advantage with coins that's showing strength to the upside? You can still day trade them. You get in. Where's my pen? You get in, you get out, you know where to put your risk management. And when you trade an altcoin that's in its third explosive wave to the upside, it's very seldom that you get stopped out for the first 3 or 4 times. It's when price starts turning against you, where if price had to pump here and it turns around before it hits the high and it stops you out, then you know, oh crap, okay, now potentially, okay, price is starting to reverse momentum and we're going to start making lower highs and lower lows, and we're going into a deeper correction, right? But you can still make insane gains before that happens. Okay, so now where KDA is at the moment, I'm not interested. Even here on the 15-minute time frame, I can't make sense of this structure. So I go look for something that does make more sense. One of the coins that can be traded on weeks from a swing trade perspective and also on Bluffin, it's available on both of the exchanges, spot and features. Okay, is let me clean up the scribble and see if I have it here on my list, because I do know that one of the legends highlighted it over here. Okay, this is a potential trade that still needs to play out, that I am keenly keeping an eye on. Okay, Layer AI, right? So let's just quickly look at it on the daily time frame. I just want to show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, on the daily time frame, it has just broken out from this little pennant. It's broken out and it looks like it's retesting. And damn, oh damn, does this look familiar. I have seen this movie before many times, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm going to be, in the next couple of live streams, I'm going to be saying, guys, do you remember when I was talking about Layer AI over here? Why are you asking me if it's a great buy over here? Okay, don't be that person, right? And if you potentially want to catch the breakout, okay, because maybe you think that this little dump here to the downside is going to continue to the downside, especially if Bitcoin makes a dump here to the downside, definitely a possibility. I mean, it can come back into the zone over here, the accumulation zone. And I'm telling you guys now, what I am doing from an investment perspective, if Layer comes back down into this zone, I will be scooping up a little bit more aggressive. Okay, I do have a spot bag, but I will be a little bit more aggressive if I do see a deeper correction back inside this zone. Okay, because this structure is incredibly bullish. higher low. I'm not going to go through all that again. I've been talking about it during every single live stream. Okay. Right, legends. So let's go on to the 1 hour time frame. So now you know where I'm getting this from. Okay. We have broken this trend. Okay. This trend I actually highlighted during a couple of live streams ago last week. I spoke about this trend. We broke out. Okay. People weren't paying attention in class. Now we broke the major trend and we're currently consolidating above this trend. Now I'm tracking this momentum. And right, it's all just a game of probabilities. I don't know if price is going to do this. I don't know if price is going to go down. But if my alarm goes off and it breaks the trend, I will enter with great risk management because I know where to put my stop loss. I know why I'm entering and I know where to take profits from a day trading perspective, but I will most likely leave this position open for higher levels. Okay, because this is the first breakout of a major breakout here, and it could definitely accelerate here to the upside where KDA is, where ADA is, where XRP is just rampage to the upside. But this is potentially the formation of a bigger impulse here to the upside, especially when I look at the larger time frame. Okay. Can't click that button fast enough, right? Okay, so when I look at this entire structure, I mean, you can agree that when you look at what else do we have? Okay, when you look at Phantom and ADA, okay, Phantom is not just the one that I have here on the list. We've already claimed the March highs. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, WXY to the downside, ABC, however you want to count the corrective structure. You have a higher low, and layer is potentially over here, okay, or over here. It has not done this yet. And this is why I'm telling you guys that my plan, my trading plan is, okay, look at where layer is, look at where Phantom is, okay. My trading plan is I want to be inside a position before that happens. Because once that happens, all you can do is day trade it, okay. Right, legends. Let's go through a couple of altcoins. I mean, this is the one, legends, that I'm still keeping a very keen eye on. Is layer over here. It has a beautiful trend that is forming. I have my alarm set. I do already have a spot position, but I am planning to open up a swing trade over here. Once we break this trend successfully, low leverage 2x, 3x maximum on weeks, I'm going to enter a swing trade on weeks. Okay. And I do like weeks because they have those low trading fees, okay, to keep the positions open for a little bit longer so it doesn't eat into your profits. Dewald, I need to run. Have a good night, everyone. Safe trading. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe. If not, Dewald Legend. Thanks, Mr. Sin Games. I appreciate the support. Crypto Peach Duke, Paraguay. Hello, sir. Evo, I will go have a look at Evo, please, guys. Please don't forget my BLZ again. Christoffel. BLZ. Let's go and have a look at BLZ. Guys, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Yes, the reason we trade with stop losses is what if it breaks out and it falls back down. That is why we have a stop loss. Please don't be that person, okay, that plays the breakout, does not enter a stop loss, and then we come back into the accumulation zone and we over here and you write a comment saying, Dewald, I'm underwater, what do I do? Okay, please don't be that person. We trade with risk management. Okay, if you are planning to build up a larger spot position, you need to be very comfortable with being uncomfortable. So you need to make peace with the fact that if price comes back down, and you are underwater, you're potentially adding a little bit more. Okay. What? Do we have a bot attack over here? What is this? Must I delete? I mean, this guy's being a little bit aggressive over here. Maximus, why are you being so aggressive over here, my man? I'm just going to hide you over here. Okay. Oof. Where's the mods? Where's the mods? Where can the mods like to be? Mr. Crypto Big Brains, is anyone here? Sin Games just left, right? We have a bot attack. We can like to have a bot attack. I'm just trying to... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Mariela, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have a bot attack, people. Please don't read and fall for those scammy comments over there. Okay, that looks bullish bots. Yes, the bots just attacked the live stream over here. Thanks, Mariela. I appreciate it. Ooh, fighting the bots, fighting the bots. Yeah. Anyways, thanks, Legends. Thanks for tolerating the bot attack over here on the live stream. Let's go and look at BLX, was it, nah? I mean, there's been so many comments here deleted. BLZ. Right. Doop, doop, doop. What is BLZ? USDT. Let's kind of check it out. You know what? I do like it. I do like the fact that we have found a flaw over here. We have found a flaw. I like that. Number two is, okay, and I'm purely just speaking from a technical perspective, right? I don't know anything about the fundamentals. From a technical perspective, I like this low and I like the higher low, but this low needs to be your protective low. And that's typically where I will place my stop loss, okay? Because you don't want this low to be taken. For the structure to remain bullish to the upside, this needs to be your low, right? So from a spot perspective, because I don't know the fundamentals, that is where I'll put my stop loss. Because you want this to be the low for bullish momentum to continue to the upside. So I do like the bullish structure where you formed a higher low, and this could potentially be a 1, 2, third wave here to the upside. Okay, but from a conservative perspective, at least you expect the highs to be claimed over here. So it looks like it is just starting, but it's had a little bit of momentum to the upside already. So when I zoom into the smaller time frames, let's go to the 8-hour. This is what I just want to figure out over here, right? You've already broken trend. Could arguably discuss that was your little trend over there. Not the prettiest, but you have broken out. So this is kind of the breakout you wanted to catch. And now that it's pumping to the upside already, I don't like to get into pumps, okay? So I still see massive momentum to potentially continue here to the upside. But I mean, the accumulation zone over here, this is where you want to get your entry. Because once it starts popping, it could accelerate here to the upside. So it does look great. From a long-term perspective, and I'm not sure, Christoffel, if you are a long-term spot investor or you're simply looking to day trade this, but from a spot perspective, okay, that is the low that needs to hold, and it does kind of look like it could continue momentum here to the upside to at least come and claim the highs. The structure does look nice from a technical perspective, as long as it doesn't take the low. Okay, hope that helps. Right. Thanks for the super chat. ETH, please. I've already gone through ETH, Mr. Rapture. You can rewind a little bit into the live stream, but I've already gone through ETH. I don't want to, for the people that's been here since the beginning, go through ETH once again. No, Dewald, you forgot about Evo. Let's go and do Evo, right? For the legends. I mean, I'm here for you guys. Let's do... it sounds very familiar. I think I have done technical analysis on this. Here we go. Yeah, I remember doing technical analysis on this. Okay. I mean, it's not a sexy structure. Okay. Can it get an impulse here to the upside? Yes. Can it do that? Yes. Do I like the structure? Not so much. Okay. The only, so let me go through. I like this. Okay. it has found a bottom. At least it has found a bottom, but look at where it's coming from. Okay, it's just been dumping. It has had no higher highs. This is now potentially the first local structure that is making a higher high. You have a higher low over here, so this has to be your low. Okay, so not a pretty structure over here. I also don't have any data to go and measure where this impulse can go to, but you have resistance and you have resistance. Okay, so potentially, if it can break this high over here, it's potentially going to accelerate to the upside up until it hits this pivot over here. But I mean, there's not much technical analysis that I can do over here. I like the floor. Okay, it has gone sideways, tick, right? 2 ticks so far. It's made a local higher high and it's made a local higher low. Now what you want to see, that is a very important high that it needs to claim. If it can break that high, come back for a retest, I will be interested. But yes, I mean, technically it can do that. I'm not going to argue. It's just technically it's not a great coin for me to do technical analysis on. Right. Let's dive into some other altcoins. Let me know, guys, what would you like me to have a look at? Okay. Hey, Dewald, please look at Mafia. I know a lot of people are speaking about Mafia. I'm just going to leave it at that because I got myself into so much trouble. Right. Let's look at the structure. Much better, much better, much better. Eesh. I think I most probably analyzed this on the log scale. Just one could argue that it's actually only breaking our trend now if I connect those two pivots. Okay, but I do like it. Okay, accumulation zone. It looks like it's building up strength over here. It looks like it's building up over here. If you want, if we are going to reject here by the trend and find lower levels, you would expect us to find support above the box. You don't want to come back in the zone. Okay, you want to you want to do that RS flip. Okay, you had resistance, you broke out, and if it comes back down, this is potentially a great load up zone for another pump to the upside. Or it's consolidating, and it continues to pump here to the upside. Unfortunately, I don't have a wave to measure where this could potentially go, and it's not guaranteed that it's going to come and take the highs over here because you do have massive resistance. Okay, resistance. And then, I mean, I will just count this two both as resistance to the upside. But I mean, I do like the floor. I do like the consolidation area. It looks like it's building up for either a pop or if it comes back down, a load up zone and a pump to the upside. Right. But yeah, also it's not a sexy chart. It has very little data. Please, Aptos, sir, you are a legend. Daniel Wagger, thanks, man. Let me go and look at Aptos. And remember, most of these coins are available to trade on weeks where you qualify for the lowest trading fees and $20,000 sign-up bonus, up to $20,000 sign-up bonus. Aptos. What is the ticker? Is it Aptos? Apt? Is this the ticker? APT? Is this the one? Ooh. Yep, apt. Okay, cool. One ABC. It's just a very sharp one to an ABC. I mean, it's definitely not in a zone where I will buy it. Okay, very little price action. I mean, it doesn't look as sexy as Phantom, right? Phantom has a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC higher low. loads of data, previous bull market structure data. These are the coins that I like to trade, okay, because it has lots of data. It's been around for a while. I can measure the waves to the upside. I can do the technical analysis from an Elliott wave perspective. When I look at something like Aptos, not much to analyze, okay? Really not much to analyze. The one thing I do want to check out quickly is because of this tap over here, right, at the 0.88, and it even went a little bit higher, you do increase the probabilities of coming to take this high, right? From a Wait, before I use those words, I just want to see something over here. Okay. From a bullish perspective, I will use a simple FIP retracement to say that, okay, if things gets crazy here to the upside and it continues the rally, it takes the high, I'm looking at $53 at the 1.618. Always a great profit taking area. 1.618, $51. If the structure doesn't make sense, you can use a normal FIP from the high to the lowest point, and when you get your fib extension target, that's usually a great profit taking area. Basic technical analysis. Right, cool. What else? Helium Mobile, please. Is that the ticker? Uniswap, Shashank. Uniswap, everyone wants the Uniswap. Okay, Uniswap. Let's go and have a look at Uniswap over there. Right. Ooh, what did I click? Try this again. USDT. I am familiar with Uniswap, so I know what the ticker is because it's been around for a while, right? Even during the previous bull cycles. Ooh. What can I say, right? It's the only thing I can give you here is it's already had the pump to the upside. It's already had the pump to the upside. It's flipped resistance into support over here, and it has a high chance of coming to claim the high at $17. From a maximum target perspective, if you want to know, because you have a spot bag at lower levels, sorry, that was the wrong FIP pool, right? It does have the potential to hit $26. Okay, that's the target that I see. Mariela, you need to check in on Andy's stream. People are wild there with their alt requests. Dewald, can you check optimism OP from a spot perspective? Okay, so just to wrap up Uniswap over here, right? I'm not interested to buy over here. You should have gotten in over here. Okay, this is where I'm highlighting layer layer AI. I think there's still a couple that I watched this morning. I just quickly want to see if there's a couple that's still in buy zone, right? When you show me an alt like this, I'm like, great, it's already having the pump to the upside. It has a probability to claim the high, and maximum targets here, or conservative maximum targets, $31 to $26, right? So that's potentially where it can go. ADA is already here. Okay, XRP is here, just to put it into perspective. So the targets that I'm giving here, very conservative. Right, someone asked for OP. I do have OP on the list. OP USDT. Let's go, Mr. OP in purple. Bum, bum. Right. I think I need to also write a rap song like a certain trader. Okay, like a certain influencer. I also need to write a little bit of a rap song. Ugh, it's OP still has some ways to go here to the upside. Okay, OP still has. I'm still seeing at least a 2x here on OP optimism. Is it optimism? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, what I like is, yes, it has left the consolidation area. But if you take a trend, this little trend over here, you can see that we're currently chopping here above. We're getting acceptance back inside the trend. So you don't want OP optimism to lose this trend. And as long as it can stay above this trend, you can see it's finding resistance here by the 382 together with diagonal resistance. And it's chopping, 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 and it looks like it's building, 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 and you're going to get that pop here to the upside. We do have resistance with these pivots at the 50%, and then with this little pivot here at the 618. But like most of the alts have done, like ADA, did you guys see even Phantom, right? If I just take the scribble here out the way, Phantom is the one that I've got here already loaded up. As you can see, once they go, right, they choppy, 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 but then they just leave the station. There was resistance. It just sliced through it. There was resistance. It had a little bit of a consolidation, just sliced through it. So yes, I do see the resistance, but remember, it could literally tap it, consolidate, go to the next, it climbs the stairs, consolidates, and continues here to the upside. But it is a nice little bullish structure. You have a low, you have a higher low, and also, I mean, it's just been uptrending. It's just been uptrending over here. And then you lost the trend, you retested it as resistance, and you're now getting acceptance back above. So I do like, dare I say, I do like this zone for a potential spot buy. Still, even though it has pumped to the upside, I do still see some potential here to the upside. Okay, no financial advice. I'm just sharing with you what I would have done from a technical perspective. Okay, DOT. Someone is asking for Mr. DOT over here. Doom, doom, doom. Where is Mr. DOT? Down 5%. I mean, what can I say? Not much, right? Not much that I can say over here. I'm just trying to find where the hell is this brush. Okay, cool. So, well, this is what I see for DOT. Technical analysis is already done. There is a super chat waiting, Marihela. Thank you so much. Where's the super? I don't see this. Oh, wait. I've already gone through the super chat. Is it the ETC, please? ETC? ETC? Oh, Ethereum Cash. Let's go and have a look at that. Right, but basically, I will get to that in a moment. This is what I see here. 1, 2, and it's potentially now busy building the third wave here to the upside, $17, $20, and that is if it is going to turn around over here. Okay. I just want to quickly look at. Okay. Ooh, look at where ADA is getting the rejection. Okay, very similar structure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a 1, ABC in a 2. You're building up 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, and you're just exploding here in a third wave. Look at where it is rejecting. These 1.6, the 618 levels are magical. And it could either be the end of 3 over here, or if it continues, I will simply just move up the 3. Okay, but I'm giving you guys the conservative targets. Look at DOT, right? So DOT is still over here. And what you can do, okay, this is what I like to highlight. This is what I spoke about during the beginning of the stream. You can still potentially get in at the breakouts, but I mean, the breakout already took place. Very steep breakout over here. I mean, that was a very steep breakout. Okay, need to zoom into the structure like this, right? You could have still played the breakout over here with great risk management, but now it's not giving us much of a trend over here unless it's starting to form over there, right? Then you play the breakout if you still want to get into this trade. Does have the same angle. There was another breakout over there, by the way. Right, but I do still see some upwards momentum. But if you want to get in with great risk management, you sit on your hands and you wait for a proper trend to form. Maybe it does this, right? And then that is your trend. Okay. Right, ETC. I don't think I've ever done technical analysis on this token. Ethereum Classic. I know about Ethereum Classic. I've never traded it. I don't have a spot bags or a spot bag, but it looks great. It really looks good. I like it. I really, really like it. I'm just going to focus on this structure. Okay, this looks amazing. It looks like you have nice lows over here. You formed higher lows inside of the consolidation area. You broke out already. Not really a zone where I would buy in, but if you do have a spot bag of Ethereum Classic, let's be conservative and we take this low to the high, to the low, right? Maybe it has a chance to go and hit $57, even $67, 57 to 67, right? That is the target zone. If you were lucky enough to catch the breakout maybe over here, okay, or you accumulate it inside of the accumulation zone, there's your potential conservative target. Okay, ETC is different from ETH. Yes, I just noticed that. ETC, yes, got that. Don't fade Sol right now. Yes, PancakeSwap, 𝗬𝗏, right, legends. I know you all have a lot of altcoins you still want to do analysis on. Yeah, I just need a sip of water. And remember, guys, to come and trade all of these altcoins, I just want to see, just for interest sake, I just want to see something over here. Ooh, Ethereum Cash can be traded on weeks. So, I mean, if you want to open up a leverage position or a low swing position, it can also be traded on Bluffin. Yes, it can be traded on both of the exchanges that I have links for down in the description. Okay, cool, legends. Let me just take a sip of water and we can dive through some more alts. Manza, 91 to 84 is monthly point of control, range from 11 November till date and 26 November pivot low. I think there is too much confidence in this area for long trade. What is your opinion? 91. Okay, let's go back here onto Bitcoin. 91. Oh, right. It's basically by this daily level, around about the 90, 91 to 92. It's basically this pivot over here. Okay. So yes, I did do the technical analysis on Bitcoin a little bit earlier in the live stream. I do like the daily level at the 786, which is around about the zone that you are talking on. You're missing on PancakeSwap. I will get to it in a moment, Kadash. Right. That's more or less the level that I'm watching. But if we lose this level, I like the one-to-one extension at $89,000, 900. But the level that I like the most is the 1.236 and the weekly point of control at $88,000, 95. The deepest correction that I potentially see here to the downside, okay? If this gets nasty to the downside, let's say it makes an ABC and it just starts dropping here to the downside, I'm looking at the 1.618 at $85,000. Okay, $85,000 is the maximum target that I see here to the downside if things gets nasty. All right, I don't think we're most likely not going to go lower than the 1.618, but we'll analyze it if the price does get to that level. Okay, PancakeSwap. I know about PancakeSwap. What can I say? Right? Is it cake? Right? OG dinosaur coin and right. I mean, it's already pumped. It has a bullish structure. No denying that. It has a nice bullish structure. It has a higher low. It has the consolidation area. Can you guys see? It's just a similar structure, similar. Every single altcoin, similar structure. Okay. You expect that impulse here to the upside, right? This is not a place where I would buy unless you play the breakout. Okay. And the breakout looks like it's gone. Ooh, doesn't have beautiful trends. Okay, there's your breakout. You missed the trade. So to your point, Kadash, yes, I do not FOMO into trades. This to me is a no buy zone. I do not FOMO into trades. I would have bought over there with my stop loss below the low, but because we're trading over here, I'm not interested because there's another trade around the corner, and potentially that trade is going to be a layout that breaks out. Okay, cake can also be traded on weeks and on Bluffin. This is the one that I'm waiting for. And if you want to be a little bit more conservative, you can put your trend over there, right? So I'm waiting for the break of this trend, because when I look at cake and I look at some of the other altcoins, they've already broken out. There's nothing for me to do. I don't FOMO into trades. Okay, Pac-Man missed the bot feast. Yes, Mr. Pac-Man, you missed the party, the bot party over here. PRQ, interested. Let's go look at PRQ. PRQ. Let's see. Doom, 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 doom. Ooh, this looks like a low cap. Ooh, but I like. It looks like a low cap. PRQ. Let me just go check on Mr. Where's my coin market cap? Right. I just want to see where is it. It looks very low cap, or it has very low liquidity. PRQ. Is it this one? Yes, I mean mid cap, right? Low cap. Yes, Parasic, this one over here. Okay, yes, I mean market cap 31 million. So low cap, right? And I can see it on the weeks over here. I can see that it's low cap. It doesn't have a lot of liquidity inside of it. But I do like the structure, and I get what you're saying over here. It has found the floor over here. It's made a bear market low over here. It's made a higher low, and it looks like it's just getting started. I would be brave enough to say that this is still in buy zone from a spot perspective, but because of these little wiki weeks, like Umbrella, like the high risky coins, you don't go all in with everything that you have, right? I don't like these little weeks, so this would be like 1% of my portfolio. It's a little bit of a lotto ticket, but I do like the bullish structure over here. I like the low, I like the higher low, and it's potentially still in buy zone. And remember, okay, it's about money flow. Maybe this is still going to choppy for a couple of weeks before you see the breakout, okay? Before the money flows into the low caps, because it's first high caps, Bitcoin, then, I mean, ETH has just really confused the whole cycle. It's supposed to be Bitcoin, ETH, layer ones, medium caps, and then altcoin frenzy on all the low caps. But I mean, it could still choppy, or it just grinds you to the upside. But I would say this to me is still a zone where I would buy. I would still buy in the zone. I can only tell you what I would do. But even where price is at the moment is in a zone where I will load up from a spot perspective. So great spot, Mr. PRQ. I'm going to do some research on this token. If I like it, I might add it to my spot bags, but it's going to be low capital because of the low market cap. Okay, you don't have to deploy a lot of capital because of the insane gains that you could potentially make to the upside. Okay, I mean, just speculative. 20x if it has to go and reach the all-time highs. But I mean, yes, a nice little resistance zone over here, and you're really looking at if you take profits here by this resistance area, you're looking at an 8x. So I mean, yeah, definitely worth a little bit of a nibble. I need to just go and do some research. Okay, legends, smash up the like. Hit subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I hope you guys are enjoying the alpha and the education over here. I have unfortunately run out of time. I do know that there's still a lot of altcoins you would like me to have a look at, but never fear, I will be here tomorrow again. And Right, legends. Have an awesome weekend. Oh, weekend. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the evening. Can you do audio? I will have a look at that tomorrow. Okay. Audio, I'm not too crazy about the fundamentals. I'll be honest. Not too crazy about the fundamentals. I'll go check out the technicals tomorrow. But I do remember from doing the technicals the last time, I wasn't too fond of it. Okay, cool. But anyways, legends, have an awesome day. Thanks for joining the live stream. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers for now.